Our next specimen that we have on our list that we're going to cover today is none other than Cara tomatosa. It's in the family Juggalidae, so you know it's kin to walnut. And since we said Cara, that means hickory. But this is a true hickory. This is Mr. Mokernut Hickory. Let's look at the bark, because sometimes in the fall of the year it will lose its leaves, and we'll look at its leaf shape to identify it. But if you look at the tightness of the bark and how it furrows, you should be able to at least identify hickory, but not necessarily Mokernut hickory. But we might look at some shagbark hickory a little bit later on. So I got me a leaf cut, and we'll go walk away from this tree since we got a lot of dense cover here, so we can talk about Mr. Cara tomatosa. Alright, if we look at him first of all, you notice we're going to have us a compound leaf. Yes sir, look at it. Alright, let's look at our leaflets and go ahead and get them counted. 2, 4, 6, 7 leaflets. If you look how they are, they're kind of round and kind of bulbous in the middle. And if you look at the margin, you're going to notice that the margin is really not tooth, but it's kind of got some serrate to it. A little bit on the margin, but it's not really known for that. I want you to look how big and how fat that terminal leaf is. During the later stages of the year, this thing will get so big it'll outshadow everything. But where the Mokernut gets its scientific name from, tomatosa, means little fine hairs or woolly. And if you look at this stem, you should be able to see if I can strip off some of those hairs. You look how it all gathered up in one spot right there, all that hair. That rassica all the way down from the petiole all the way to the leaves is very, very hairy and very, very pubescent. Man, you can smell it. It's got a real pungent odor. That's why folks like it for cooking wood. You can go to a barbecue place, everybody wants to advertise having hickory barbecue. Mokernut hickory grows pretty much predominantly here in the southeast. It's more prevalent here in Georgia than the other things like your shagbark and like your pignut hickory. But from my understanding, when you get on up into Kentucky and North Carolina and over up in that parts of the state in Tennessee, there are more pignut hickory. Don't ask me why, but that's just from my understanding. Of course, hickory, besides cooking wood, it's going to have a high shock value and very strong. So most of your tool handles will mostly be made out of hickory. It's a very good tree. I don't know about its ability to be cultivated. I don't know of anybody cultivating it, but it is one of those trees that do have some value other than fuel wood or hardwood pulp. These things do have value in their mass production as far as making hard mast for woodland creatures. Also, I have ate some pound cakes that's been prepared for me from a family from hickory nuts. They're just a little bit tough to shell, but this is one of the good hickories that we have, and a good hardwood here in Georgia. Cara tomatosa, pignut hickory. Remember, your leaflet is going to be very fat in the center, fine serrate margin, and most of the time that terminal leaf is going to be the biggest. But if you look at your rassica, it's going to be very, very woolly. That's where the tomatosa name comes from. Okay, pignut hickory.